The revolution continued as old regimes collapsed in Mexico and the EU, plus secret space program disclosure. The criminal cable that has been brewing the planet Earth is being systematically removed from power, with the latest being regime change in Mexico and soon the EU. Furthermore, the power struggle in Washington, D.C. is definitely being won by the good guys. Also, apparently some real disclosures is occurring about both the Roswell UFO incident and anti-gravity technology. The two links below were sent to us by Japanese military intelligence, and they say that they are genuine, although this is not an area in which this writer has much expertise. One appears to be a patent application for an anti-gravity craft, while the other claims to be a top-secret document stating that alien bodies and alien spacecraft really were recovered by the US government. We leave it to experts to determine if they are real. If they are, though it won't be long before flying saucers appear in the showrooms. What is definitely real, though, is the ongoing revolution in the West. Pentagon sources are now saying the number of civil indictments in the U.S. is now up to 40,000 and that mass arrests are likely to start in the autumn. For those who say the arrest will never happen, we can answer that many thousands have already been arrested or removed from power. Over 50 congressmen and senators have resigned, and the top ranks of Justice Department, State Department, FBI, and the CIA have been thoroughly cleansed of Khazarian mob servants. We have also seen the death of many of the top Khazarian mobsters, including David Rockefeller, Jacob de Rothschild, George Soros, Zbigniew Brzezinski, Bill Gates, and etc. What we are all waiting for now is to see some of the remaining top Khazarian mobsters like the Bushes, the Clintons, Barack Obama, and Benjamin Netanyahu prep work in the handcuffs in front of the world media. That day is coming soon. The Vatican is also continuing to clean up its act. On that front, our Pentagon sources note that while RC candidate George Pell is on trial for pedophilia, Bill Clinton's Cardinal Ted McCarrick in D.C. is charged with rape of a minor. Cardinal Pell's case is important because he was Vatican Minister of the Economy, and as such was in charge of the Vatican Bank and the secret Bible accounts held in the name of the most so-called world leaders. His removal is opening the way for a massive Vatican campaign in Africa and Latin America to fight poverty and environmental destruction. Also, since Pell is from Australia, his removal means that vast stores of gold on the island of Bougainville may soon be made available for the people of the planet Earth, according to Vatican sources. One of the main remaining Khazarian power centers, the BIS, the central bank of central banks, is now being told to return the stolen gold they have used to finance the so-called G7 and G20 groups of nations, according to members of Asian and Western secret societies. This will become visible to the Western public during and after the NATO meeting scheduled for July 11 and 12, where the biggest changes in European governance since World War II will be set into motion. The Russian and Chinese governments, as well as the Pentagon, have decided to replace the 28-nation EU with a 47-member Council of Europe that includes Russia and other former Soviet republics, according to Russian and Pentagon sources. In such a scenario, NATO, which has no real reason to continue existing, will be dismantled and replaced by a Russian and U.S. Central Western alliance, the sources say. Furthermore, North Korea, China, and others will also join this alliance to create a planetary protection force to replace the outdated Western Hegelian model of protecting blocks of nation-states, the source say. There were hints of this upcoming tectonic change in geopolitics in media reports about the G7 meeting that took place on June 8 and 9 in Canada. According to one report, Trump told the gathered Western leaders that NATO was as bad as NAFTA. Now then, we have NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg saying in a speech in London that it is not written in stone that the transatlantic bond will survive forever. With the Americans, the Europeans have no realistic military option other than to embrace the Russia. One further public confirmation of what our sources are saying came when the Washington Post reported that Trump asked French slave President Emmanuel Macron, "Why don't you leave the EU?" The reason, of course, is that Macron is a Rothschild slave and the Rothschild own the EU. German Chancellor Angela Merkel, the leading Khazarian bloodline family member in actual power, is looking increasingly likely to be finally toppled soon, as her weakened governing alliance is imploding over the immigration issue. It is no coincidence that Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin are meeting on July 16 in Finland as that country prepares to take over a chair of the Council of Europe. Hopefully, we will soon see people who are implicated in mass murder, such as European Council President Donald Tusk, put in jail where they belong. Allegedly, Tusk was given the top European job in exchange for going along with the murder of most of Poland's top leadership. Now, finally getting to Mexico. Newly elected President López Obrador is promising the biggest changes in that country since its 1910 revolution. Obrador was elected on a wave of popular disgust with corruption, crime, and treasons on the part of the old regime. One example of this was the old regime's move to South Mexico's water resources to Khazarian mob-controlled private enterprises, in exchange, no doubt, for massive bribers. In some places, this has led to the price of water rising 13 times even as service and quality deteriorated. We are likely to see many arrests relating to mind-boggling corruption as Obrador finally gets his change to fix Mexico. Obrador is also likely to end the drug violations in that country by legalizing and regulating narcotics, starting with marijuana. In the past, the U.S. government would have intervened to stop any legalization of drugs in Mexico. However, following Canada's lead, the U.S. Senate has just passed a bill to legalize hemp farming, so it looks like it will be a North American joint effort. Getting back to North America, let us take a look at some more recent developments in the U.S. power struggle. On this front, our Pentagon sources note that, in a blunt warning to the deep state, the NSA deleted 685 million call records of innocent people, while keeping the rest of military tribunals and other purposes. To make sure the military tribunals are thorough in the removal of the filth that has infiltrated the U.S. government, the Trump regime is revamping the Supreme Court, the sources say. They note Supreme Court Justice Kennedy finally retires to allow Trump to turn the court to the right with another conservative pick who will be confirmed in September, just in time for the Supreme Court to open October the 1st. They also promised that after Kennedy, Ruth Bader Ginsburg is next. Furthermore, when Obama is proven unqualified because he's foreign-born, Trump will then replace Supreme Court Judges Elena Kagan and Suena Sotomayor, both appointed by Obama, for a 7-2 conservative majority. However, our sources are saying that Obama was born in the U.S., but was the son of the communist Frank Marshall Davis and was a real-life matrilineal candidate. In any case, he would be proven a fraud and thus disqualified. The other Khazarian power center the Trump military regime is cleaning out is the corporate media. The corporate propagandists have already lost the information war, since a recent opinion poll shows that 72% of Americans think the establishment media deliberately reports fake news. Also, our sources note that Zionist Comcast suffered a nationwide outage, while its bid to buy Fox was neutralized with the Department of Justice quickly approving the Disney-Fox merger. Disney was allowed to buy Fox to stop Comcast from getting bigger, and the enlarged Disney may be seized by Trump for participating in the Harvey Weinstein sexual enterprise. The ad. We would like to point out here that removing the Khazarian mafia from power is about more than just getting the bad guys. It's about saving the planet. The current Western planetary leadership has been presiding over the largest extinction event since the dinosaurs were wiped out, and the rate of existence have been exaggerating. A recent report shows that 2017 was the second worst year on record for loss of tropical forests, the largest source of biodiversity on this planet. This is one of the reasons why a group of prominent scientists issued a call recently for a major international effort to save life on Earth. Once these fanatical criminals are removed from power, the White Dragon Society and its allies promise a massive multi-trillion dollar campaign to end poverty and stop environmental destruction. With the right political will, this can be accomplished within a matter of months. After that, we can start releasing all the hidden technology and create heaven on earth as well as start expanding into the universe. We are entering uncharted territory.